Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to find normal distribution by using your calculator. So, alright, so we'll start with 570ES. So I have two calculators here. This is basically the same thing if you are using Casio 570MS. So I'm just going to try with ES first. So I'm going to teach together so I do not need to separate since we are go through the same process. Okay. So for 570ES, what you need to do is the first thing is you need to set your calculator into stat mode. So how are you going to do that? So mode, then after that, after you press mode, then you see statistic here. So you're going to go to 3, then you press AC. So you can see your calculator mode now becomes stat already. Okay? Alright, then after that, what are you going to do to go with normal distribution? Then you need to go to shift. Okay, then you will realize that something like writing stat here. Okay, for 1, then you press 1. Then you will have something like this that come out in your calculator screen. So you press distribution, DISTR, so 5. So you will get this page. Okay, so now you wait first. Okay, so for 570MS, what you need to do is, I put the timeline here, so if you want to, then you can skip it. Okay, so for 570, 570MS, then what do you need to do? Mode 2 time, you have SD, then you press 1. Okay, now your calculator have SD on it. Okay, then now what are you going to do? Shift, then you press 3. You see distribution is totally the same thing that we have gone through just now with ES. So press 3. Then you get the same thing like ES now. Okay. So we are not going to talk about the fourth operation here, so which is not none of your business. Okay, so we are just going to talk about 1, 2, 3, which is more important, which is the first one and the last one. Okay, so what your table show you is exactly the same thing like what you will get after you use the function p. So meaning when you use p, right, it's basically finding what is the value, the probability that is smaller than your z here. So meaning you are finding this one. If you are using q, meaning you are finding less than also, but it's only up to the mean here, meaning you are finding this. If you are using R, then you are finding more than, so which is like right, then you can remember like probability is the normal thing that you find in your table. So R like right side, so you are finding like more than. Okay, so later we'll use this to like do some checking on the question that we have done just now. Okay, so now let's try to use the example that we did together to check and see whether the answer is correct or not. Okay, so for this type of question, when you have a continuous random variable and you want to find the probability, you can actually use your calculator even in your exam. So it's just that for tomorrow, we are going to learn like given probability and you are going to find your continuous random variable. So for that one, your calculator can't do that for you. So your calculator just can help you to check your final answer whether it's right or wrong. So that's why it's still very important for you to understand like how do you draw the graph, then how do you actually come out everything. So that's why I think it's pretty helpful for you, like if the first time if you can really go through a table by yourself and then try to learn how to draw your graph and so on, then only use your calculator to check your answer, because if not you are going to be like very confusing on Friday's lesson. All right, okay, so let's start with the first one. So you have the first one here. So you see this is p probability for z smaller than 1.62. So you see smaller than is basically what are you finding is like the pz here. So you can use the p here. Okay, so use the p here, then you just press in 1.62 as what you want. So 1.62. So you can see you will get the exactly same answer, just that this will be in 4 significant figure if you try to do it in your table. Okay, so same thing, 1.62, 1.62, then you are going to get exactly the same thing also. Okay, all right, so now move on to the B, how to check this. Okay, so you will need to like every time when you try to do this, you will need to restart and go back again. So for this one is much more easier that you can just then just shift 3. Okay, oops. All right, then after that, let's check for second one. So you see pz greater than. So you want to check anything that is more than, then you can use the right one. Okay, so meaning you are going to use R. So we are going for 3. So same thing here. So let's try to put in greater than 2.033. So that's why 2.033. So you see your answer is exactly the same with your last answer. It's just that this will be in like three significant figure because of the rounding. Okay, so the same thing here. So 2.033. Okay, so it's still going to give you 2.210. I think it's because of the, yeah, you see, we try to round up what happened here, so that's why you'll get some different some answer because of the rounding. All right, okay, then after that, let's try to check our C. Okay, so Z greater than negative. Okay, one thing that is very good for your calculator is they can even solve the negative part. Okay, so like for this one, if I don't want to replay, then I just delete what I have done just now. Okay, so this one is also more than, so that's why I'm going for other also instead of P. So greater than negative 1.378. So I straight away press negative 1.378. So this will be equals to, yeah, you see your last answer. Yeah, so the same thing, negative 1.378. So I get the exactly same thing also. Okay, so I guess it's because of the routing also. Okay, but yeah, normally when you use the table and you use calculator, there will be a little bit like difference in like 0.000 something, but that's totally fine. Okay, so for D part, this is smaller than, then meaning we need to use our P now. Okay, then we need to repress your calculator again. So shift 1, 5. Okay, so same goes to here. Then you are going to use, this is smaller than, so that's why you are using this part, so which is the P. So 1, then you press negative 1.328. Then same thing you use to check your answer. Yeah, you see it's the same thing. So same 1, then negative 1.328. So this is how you get your answer. Okay, all right. So later we'll be moving into the second page. Okay, all right. So next one, we'll be looking at the second page. So for this one, it's also the same thing because your calculator cannot help you to, okay, you see for Q, right, it must be in the middle. So like, for example, you want to find like from 0 to 1.3, then you can use this. But normally in your step 1, you don't really will need to use Q. So normally the one that you will be much more helpful for you is like the P and R. So that's why for like the question that you have an interval, right? Actually, you still need to know how to draw it, like how to differentiate into, how to divide them into like two things. Then you will need to know like which one minus which one, so you can get your answer. Okay, so you cannot like it's the same thing, like you cannot do it like in one shot also. Okay, so like for E, if you want to check, so it's like from 0.9 to 1.6, then maybe you will still need to know like you need to use like either, okay, I will check for both. Okay, so maybe for this calculator, let's try to use less than, which is the P here. Okay, so I'll use P. Then after that, what I'm going to do is P for 1.6, right? So 1.6. Okay, then I'm going to minus. Then I can do the same thing again. Stat. Okay, then I go to distribution P. Okay, I'm sorry. Remember to close your bracket. So I want to close minus the one for 0.9. Okay, so meaning I'm using exactly the same step like I have done just now. So smaller than 1.6, smaller than 1.9, then I use to minus it. Then you see I get the exactly same answer. Okay, all right. So now can I try to use more than? Yes, you can. But because of just now, because of the table, we only can read less than. So that's why we are doing this option. So now if we have the option of the right, can I use like 0.9 to minus 1.6? Of course. So I use greater than. So the probability for R, for my probability to be greater than 0.9, then I use it to minus, then I do the same thing again, then R again, then I minus the 1.6. Okay, I hope you can understand. If we are talking about more than, meaning 0.9, the area that more than 0.9 is greater than the area more than 1.6. So that's why you're using 0.9 to minus 1.6. That's the difference between the first calculator and the second calculator. This one we are using less than, this one we are using more than. Okay, so equals to, you see you get the exactly same thing. Okay, all right, so move on to F is the same thing. So you can use like these two ways to do that also. So I'm just going to change my answer here. So if I want to do a negative, then I just change my answer to be a negative one lah. So meaning I'm looking at this. Okay, so lesser than 0. The bigger one will be the negative 0.185. Then I'll use that one to actually minus 1.183. Okay, so I hope that you can get the idea, like looking at this one. So this one, the big ones minus the small one. Okay. So after I press it, then you see I get the exactly same answer here also. Okay. If I want to use more than the same thing, then it will be in like opposite direction lah. That meaning more than negative 1.183. Okay, then I'm going to minus, then do the same thing again, r. Okay, then the smaller one will be negative 0.185. 185. Okay, then you press equals to, then you see you get the exactly same thing. Okay, for G is going to be the same, so I'm just quickly show it here. So this one, so when we do lesser than, that meaning you are using 1.738, and to actually minus the answer for 1.222. Okay, then you get the answer. After that, let's move on for this one. If it's greater than, then you are going to use negative 1.222. So this area is going to minus the area for 1.738. So you realize that actually you still need like some basic idea. It's not like calculator, then you don't need to know anything, then you can solve it. You still need to know about the idea of how are you going to draw, to sketch your graph and so on, then only you can use your calculator to find it. So yeah, the same answer. All right. Okay, so for H, you have no ways to do that. You still need to know how to solve your modulus. So calculator cannot help you to do that. So the only thing that you can do is you can like this one and this one, right? Then without using like a very difficult method, then you know that you want to find this area, then it will be P negative 0.845. Then after that, you are using to find the right side, right? That meaning you are going to do plus, and do plus first. Then after that, shift. I'm going to press the same thing. Then now this is greater than 0.845, so I'm going to use right side. Okay, so 0.845. So when I plus them together, then you can see I get exactly the same answer. Okay, so I'm going to use this. If I'm going to use times 2, I'm still getting the same thing. So I don't want to press it again. So right side for my 845. Oops. 0.845. Yeah, I'm going to times 2. Okay, then you see I get the exactly same answer. Okay, I hope that you can get the idea. I hope this is clear enough. All right, so please try to make the notes in your handout that how do you use your calculator and so on, and copy this down as well. All right,